Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up? What's up? So, anyway, y'all, please forgive me today. I have a crazy sore throat. So, I'm going to try to get through this, but I'm going to probably have to take several breaks. But I want to do this review because this Love and Marriage Huntsville review because there was a lot going on in this last week's episode. Um yeah, I'm gonna skip over the whole Destiny and Martell meeting in Destiny's what is that called? Storage unit. Child, it wasn't important. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the next scene where Melody sits down with Kimmy and they really don't have a sit down. They do a quick little workout with Melody's trainer, who is I love her. Like she is definitely an inspiration. Because I think she said that lady is 69, 60 what, honey? Anyway, so yeah, they work out together and Melody go ahead and brings up the Maurice's DUI. Honey, it was a whole kiki. So Melody says, well, this is what I love. Melody had a smooth little transition into basically how you feel about your husband's DUI. It was so funny how she just slid into that. She was like, yeah, it's a lot been going on. And, how was you feeling about Maurice's DUI? Because she was like, I know how it feels when, your spouse is out there cutting up and it can be embarrassing and this and this and that. And Kimmy looked like she wanted to just jump up and slap the taste out of Melody because she did not want to be bothered with that question. And it's like, Kimmy, you're on a reality show. We ain't about to just show up here and just talk about Trish and Ken while you sit in the background and just collect a free check. We're not about to just sit here and talk about Martell and Melody's issues while you sit in the background and collect a free check. We're not about to just talk about the millimeters while you and Maurice sit in the background and collect a free check. We're going to talk about what the hell y'all got going on as well on this show. You are not above being talked about. So that was really annoying. Anyway, we're going to get into the rest of this. So Melody says, I'm telling y'all, I love Melody because she is a for real kiki. I don't understand why people don't like her because she is funny to me. So she says, she asked Kimmy, she said, was it really in the middle of the day? And then Kimmy gonna say, what is public knowledge is public knowledge. And then Melody said, so it's a yes. I'm trying not to be too loud for what my throat hurts, but y'all, I was screaming like it said, so it's a yes. Then Kimmy pipes up and says, don't put words in my mouth. And then Melody says, well, but that's the public knowledge. Like, Kimmy, quit trying to play. It was reported that your husband had gotten himself pulled over with a DUI in the middle of the freaking day. I think it was like around noon or something like that. And then he finally got booked in at 2 p.m. or something like that. It was between noon and 2 p.m., honey. That is in the middle of the day. Why is he out in the middle of the day instead of at home? Like, and it's a DUI, you out here drinking. It'd be different if, I was working late at work and I just felt so tired. I went ahead and went to sleep and I was on my way home. No, you get pulled over for a DUI, honey. So that means you had to been currently still drinking in the middle of the day. Because a high level of alcohol, enough for you to be considered DUI, don't stay in your body if you had stopped drinking at like 2 a.m. and it was now 12 p.m. Y'all, come on now. Let's see. Anyway. So then after after Melody said that, Kimmy looked again like Kimmy looked like she was fiery hot mad. Like, why are you bringing this up? Yes, Kimmy, we're going to bring up your mess that's going on in your home, too. We're just not going to talk about everybody else's mess that goes in their home. We're going to bring up yours, too. So you can just sit there with your eyes all big, blinking fast. Like, Kimmy cracked me up the way she be looking when she get mad and irritated. She, like, tilt her head up and she starts blinking her eyes real fast. And they be big. It's so funny. I be kind of low-key want to see Kimmy pop off to see what she do. But yeah, so I'm just like, and then she was like, first, if this is the thing. At first, Kimmy trying to say, well, I don't have any comment about that. And I'm so glad that Melody kept pushing, didn't, push back. She just went ahead and kept, I don't know, say, not push back, but yeah, she pushed back. She was like, come on, we gonna talk about this. We're not about to just sit up in here and be like, no, we ain't discussing my stuff. No, honey, we're gonna discuss your stuff too. I mean, especially how her and Tisha love to stir up what's going on with Melody and her relationships with other people. So anyway, then we get a scene where it's Tisha, she comes and meets up with Marceau. He's talking to, I guess, the project manager of a house that they're building. And Tisha shows up on the construction site, y'all, in like 3-inch heels. I'm like, who does that? When I was in real estate and I had a lot of construction homes I went into, I always brought tennis shoes or a pair of boots because sometimes the construction homes be wet and muddy and just nasty. I never walked up in that place with no heels on, especially not no 3-inch heels looking like I just came from the club. So, what? So I'm like, here Tisha go playing dress up. So Tisha brings up the whole thing. It's like, have you talked to Maurice about what's going on? And Marceau Herbert looks at her like, why are you bringing this up? Like, they get on my, let me try not to curse. They get on my nerves with acting like the only people's business that can be discussed on this show is everybody but theirs. They be all revved up, have so much to say, so many comments to make, so many jokes to make when it's other people and they mess. But soon as you try to bring up their stuff, they will look at you like, how dare you? What? No, you're on the reality show collecting a check. So we're going to get into your mess too. So Marceau just looks at Tisha real evil, like, what are you bringing this up for? You know how he do her. And so, and then Marcel starts making jokes talking about some, you mean the doigt? The doigt? See, now, y'all want to talk about millimeters being the deplorables? It's freaking deplorable that you think it's funny to bring up somebody driving down the street being drunk and you making light of it, making jokes about it, because people have literally lost their lives and lost family members behind stuff like this. It's not cute. It's not funny. So, miss me with that, Marceau. Like, I like Marceau because he is funny. He does bring a little light to the show with his jokes, but that one right there, no, honey, take it back. It's not funny. So yeah, but then he's like really short with Tisha. He's talking real slick to her, just like, I mean, he was just literally biting her head off for bringing it up. And she just, how she reels back. She's like, okay, well, I mean, you don't have to be all mean about it, And he's like, well, basically, why are you bringing it up? Because y'all on the show. And this is something that currently happened while the show was filming. We gonna talk about it. Don't get mad at Tisha, Marceau. Get mad at Mr. Miami Reese. Okay, get mad at him. Call him and give him that energy. So anyway, the next scene is Kimmy meets up with Destiny at this not souvenir shop, like a trophy. Anyway, Destiny was purchasing trophies for the adult field day. And so Kimmy comes and meets her there, and they're discussing inviting everybody. So they bring up, of course, inviting Melody. Well, Kimmy says, well, last time I was with Melody when they had their little workout session, she said, I don't know if you want to really bring her because from what she's saying, y'all ain't really on the same page. Like, she said, since y'all come, everything was cool on the girls trip, but since you come back, you've been doing interviews and making little comments and stuff about her, and she's not understanding where all that's coming from, because y'all ain't had no issues or anything since then. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from Destiny needing a check and she trying to stay relevant. That's where that's coming from. But and then Destiny gonna say, well, anything I said about Melody in an interview was the truth, and I didn't mean any harm by it. It was just the truth. And then she also said she don't really recall what she did say. What? You didn't mean any harm about it, but you're gonna talk some slick stuff about her and then say, well, it was the truth. Destiny, you at this point in all of your mess, you are very much like your friend, and we're gonna get into how it's possibly her ex-boyfriend, Martell. Your friend Martell, the truth ain't in you, honey. Like, so you ain't selling us on everything you said about Melody, just has to be the truth. So, Melody, get away from me with this. I mean, not Melody, Destiny, get away from me with this. And y'all, I don't know why I keep mixing up Destiny and Melody's name. I don't know what's going on with that, but I got to get that together because I don't like that. So anyway, so Destiny asked Kimmy to call Melody to invite her to the adult field day. And Kimmy's looking at her like, what? You want me to do what? Y'all don't even talk. Y'all don't get along. Y'all don't have no dealings with each other. Why would you want her at your thing? And then if you want her at your thing, why would you have me calling and contacting her? So Destiny's like, no, go ahead, call her, invite her. Everybody should come. I'm like, this is typical middle school. Call this girl and have her come over, think we her friends so we can jump her type thing. Like, girl, never. I don't think Melody is never that dumb to show up to some mess like that. Who would do that? I'm gonna come to your event with you and you talking mad crazy stuff about me when it was a completely different energy when you was in my face. Girl, bye. I am not coming. And then y'all know good and well Melody ain't about to show up there with no dang on Martell in the scene. So anyway, let's go ahead to the next scene. We have the whole adult field day. And this is what was it. There was a lot going on here, y'all. So first, let's get into this. So at this adult field day, Martell makes a comment that winning in musical chairs is little D energy. Destiny says to him, well, you should have won then. How's she know about what his D look like or what his D do? Then Martell says, your new boyfriend is here. Don't be talking about what we. And then he gestures gestures his hands towards his private area. Then Destiny says, you act like you jealous. So y'all, I had to sit with that for a minute. Matter of fact, I had to replay it because I was like, wait a minute, let me make sure I heard what the hell I think I heard. It makes me think that rumor about Martell being one of the people that had to be DNA tested for girls. I hate to even say that, get into this sort of stuff when it comes to folks' children, but it makes me think that whole rumor about Martell being a possible person. Okay, forget it. It makes me think the rumor is true that Martell had to get DNA tested to make sure he wasn't one of the people one of the fathers of Destiny's child. So that was the rumor, allegedly, in my opinion, all that good stuff. It's the rumor, it's out there. I have no proof that was true. It just makes it believable, in my opinion, because of what's presented on this show and things that the both of you have said, okay? So that's how we're going to cover that. Because I don't know if y'all heard, but Destiny out here trying to hit people with these fraudulent lawsuits, y'all. Because stuff she said and she did on television show. Y'all, these people for Love Marriage Huntsville, the castmates, they are a hot mess and they're really delusional. But anyway, so, I felt like in that scene, Martell, his whole energy this season has been, y'all better not F around and find out when it comes to me, because he's definitely spiraling out of control. And I think he's realizing the gravity of what he lost by trying to force his wife to be submissive by cheating on her. Because that's my opinion. I feel like, in my opinion, allegedly, that he tried to force Melody into being a submissive wife by threatening her with infidelity. And a lot of men do that, and a lot of women, because they don't want to deal with the emotional toll of that sort of thing or the embarrassment, they allow themselves to be manipulated and controlled with the threat of, well, if you don't do it, somebody else will, type thing. And Martell tried to use that on Melody, and Melody is like, you got me all messed up because I am that girl. You're not about to try to tell me what I can and cannot do. Well, you're not gonna about to threaten me to stay in a bad relationship just because I don't want you to go out here and cheat on me. No. So anyway, she got up out of that relationship regardless. She wasn't about to play those games. So kudos to her. So yeah, I feel like in this particular scene, I think Martell was letting Destiny know, don't get out of line because I'll tell your tea. Because as soon as he met, y'all remember at the very start of season 8, should be still season 8 now, but okay. The very start of season 8, Martell makes a joke about Destiny's son looking like her. I mean, looking like him. I really feel like Martell's letting people know, y'all better play y'all role, play y'all part, stay on my side before I spill your tea. He's already doing that with Marceau, and he definitely did it in this scene, in my opinion, with Destiny. He let her know, girl, don't get too cute out here because I will embarrass you. So anyway, the next scene here is everybody won their little trophies. They played the little games or whatever, and they're all sitting down at the picnic tables. And Destiny starts off, I know they're going to end up keeping Destiny because they've encouraged Destiny to keep up the mess. Kind of like how I feel like Bravo did with Kenya. Like they throw you in and put a battery in your back to be the person stirring up all the mess. But then at the end of the day, you end up taking the biggest L's because after you done wreaked havoc and made fans and your castmates hate you, then they go ahead and get rid of you because you've served your purpose and now you out here looking dumb. And I ain't saying Kenya's out here looking dumb, but Bravo definitely used and abused her. They did the same thing with Nene, but I don't think Nene allowed them to manipulate her as much as I feel like Kenya did, in my opinion. So Destiny starts off the conversation. She's like, who here has hurt you the most and how can you fix it? And then she gonna throw in here, oh gosh. She gonna throw in there, other than the one that's not here. Destiny, you dummy. You already said who here has hurt you the most. Why would you even have to try to bring up a diss on Melody in the middle? That was completely unnecessary. You already said who here, dummy. That was so pointless to try to get a whole male bash situation going there. So anyway, and at first Martell was acting like he really didn't want to get into it. He didn't really want to get into it. But then he was like, okay, well then Marceau, the interview you did. Whew. Y'all, and that kicked it all off. Oh my goodness, that kicked it all off. And basically Marcel's like, I feel like what you did with Revenge P against your ex-wife, that was tacky, and I lost respect for you. So then Martell goes, I was like, how you gonna lose respect for me? With all the stuff you done did, the things we done did together. And then Martell acts like, he's like, well, he got pipes up. It's like, well, I'm about to go ahead, I'm going out to the car, and well, hold on. Let me go back. Martell says, we supposed to be boys, so why would you discuss it with anybody online, like with the interview he did? And then Martell goes in, it's like, why would you say Revenge P when it isn't that? And it wasn't about no pictures. Martell, it wasn't about no... Anyway, let's skip over that ridiculousness. Then Marceau says, I don't have no boys code with you because of interviews you've done. And I'm thinking like Martell really hasn't said anything since the 20 girlfriends comments. And I feel like Martell hasn't really said anything because he wanted to be able to use Marceau and Tisha against Melody. So he did his best to kind of like keep his little stuff low key. He really ain't said much. Even when he was pressed to say stuff, he really didn't say much. After he made that 20 girlfriends comments. So Destiny tries to protect Martell and says, well, he said that those pictures, the thing about being a picture wasn't true. And so Marcel says, well, I don't believe Martell about it not being about a picture that he sent Melody. I don't believe it. And Martell, he basically loses at that point. He loses it. He flips out. He starts claiming that he was like, well, Marcel, I know you've been with 20 different women since you've been married. And then they start going back. Well, Martell's like, I bet 50K that I can prove it. And then, so they going back and forth about the 50K. Marcel's like, well, show me the 50K. And then he was like, Martell's like, well, you show me the 50K. Marcel's like, well, I didn't bet the 50K. So you show me the 50K first. And then when they mentioned, show me the 50K, Martell, it was so funny because Tisha and Marcel was snickering like, bitch, we know you ain't got no money. You ain't got no 50K. See, Martell out here looking like a whole fool. When he was with Melody, he had money, he had status, he had everything. He had people thinking that he was really that guy. And now that Melody's gone, everybody knows his true tea and who he really is and what he's really capable of. And they all laughing at him. And that's his fault. He shouldn't have been A-Bing his wife while they were married. And well, even now, he shouldn't have been doing that. He'd have a better life and everybody wouldn't be laughing at him. So anyway, so like I said, Martell goes off. He gets mad. He starts storming off and he goes to his car because he's about to grab his phone so he can show some receipts. Tisha pipes up. She's like, well, show me the receipts, Martell. Show me the receipts. You always saying, don't be putting the receipts over my head if you ain't really got no receipts. You know, y'all, let me tell y'all the real tea about that. In my opinion, Tisha actually wants a receipt. And I don't mean just like a receipt so she can be like, okay, let me make a decision what I want to do. I think that's part of it too, in my opinion, that she really wants a receipt because Tisha, I think she knows that stuff has been going on. And I think she wants to actually have the opportunity to make a real decision about whether or not she wants to stay in that marriage or not. I feel like Tisha is kind of double-minded about that relationship, about her marriage. I feel like Tisha wants to be able to continue to brag about being married for 20 plus years, blah, blah, blah. But I think at the same time, she's tired of the treatment that she gets from Marcel. I mean, y'all, she got to be tired because that man, you can't tell me she isn't tired of Marcel belittling her constantly. Now, y'all think about it too. Like, we see him doing this stuff in the public. On a whole show, he belittles her and the terrible treatment he gives towards her. I can only imagine how it actually is day to day in their house, especially since she's been allowing that mess to go on for 20 plus years. Yeah, so y'all, in my opinion, for real, Tisha probably actually wants to see a receipt, like for real, like desperately wants to see a receipt. But I think at the same time, Marcel is really quick and savvy about shutting down every time that she's gotten close to getting a receipt. And she's thinking it's out of love. No, honey, that's just out of him keeping you in the sunken place. It ain't out of love and protection. It's out of him. It's for his benefit to keep you in the sunken place. So anyway, y'all, that's all for me. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll chat with you guys later. Bye-bye for now.